Dubai has set a goal to become one of the world's most livable cities by 2040, but at present, it's a bit of a mess. Expressways cut through neighborhoods, public transport is minimal, mega projects are disconnected from critical infrastructure, and man-made islands are sinking. However, a radical new plan has been introduced to properly urbanize the desert city by 2040. The 2040 Master Plan aims to see 3 existing areas redeveloped into new city centers, 2 entirely new city centers created, and brand new financial and technology districts established to boost innovation and invention. The plan also includes $680 million to be spent on planting 8 million square meters of green corridors for pedestrians and cyclists, retrofitting neighborhoods to become miniature 15-minute cities with their own commercial and recreational centers, and creating a massive new public transport network that will be within 800 meters of half the population. This would effectively make the entire city walkable. The plan also aims to increase critical education and health facilities by 25% and dedicate 60% of the Emirates to nature reserves and wildlife sanctuaries. While this plan is impressive, some argue that it's pretty standard for functioning international cities to have public transport, green spaces, areas to have fun, and financial hubs. However, Dubai is not a regular city, and it was never built to be one. Dubai's bold master plan is now necessary due to the city's history. Half a century ago, Dubai was a small trading port with a population of just 30,000 people. However, everything changed in 1966, when oil was discovered. While most of us view oil as just a substance that drives our cars, in the Middle East, it represents a revolution that touches every aspect of life. Despite having only a modest amount of oil, neighboring Abu Dhabi had 10 times more, which was enough to fund then-ruler Sheikh Rashid's grand ambitions. He understood that for Dubai to survive after the oil ran out, they would need to get the world's attention and investment. Being situated in the middle of the world, Dubai was naturally well-positioned to become an aviation superhub, with easy access to Europe, Asia, and Africa. The city's airport quickly became the world's busiest by international passengers, attracting vultures of world commerce, including bankers and businessmen doing their job by minimizing sales and income tax. However, it also drew companies and investors, which meant the government had to find a new dependable source of income. With few taxes and a dwindling supply of oil, they turned to tourism and discovered they could lure people out of the airport with incredible mega projects. Thus, Dubai's Build It, and They Will Come idea was born, a policy that worked but tended to prioritize glitz and glamour, sometimes at the expense of practicality. Construction of the projects was even ahead of the infrastructure in some cases. Dubai has ambitions to become one of the world's most livable cities by 2040, but currently faces several challenges. Expressways cut through neighborhoods, public transport is minimal, mega projects are disconnected from critical infrastructure, and man-made islands are sinking. To address these issues, a radical new plan has been proposed to properly urbanize Dubai by 2040. The plan includes redeveloping 3 existing areas into new city centers, creating 2 entirely new city centers, and establishing brand new financial and technology districts to boost innovation and invention. It also involves planting 8 million square meters of green corridors for pedestrians and cyclists, retrofitting neighborhoods to become miniature 15-minute cities, and creating a massive new public transport network that will be within 800 meters of half the population, making the entire city effectively walkable. The plan also calls for an increase of 25% in critical education and health facilities, and 60% of the Emirates will be dedicated to nature reserves and wildlife sanctuaries. While the plan is impressive, some argue that it is standard for functioning international cities to have public transport, green space, and financial hubs. However, Dubai is not a regular city and was never built to be one. It grew significantly after oil was discovered in neighboring Abu Dhabi, leading to a shift in focus from trading to aviation and tourism, and became known for its glitz and glamour. However, this policy tended to prioritize attracting tourists and investors over infrastructure development, leading to examples such as the Burj Khalifa, the world's tallest building, not being hooked up to the city's sewage system, and man-made islands that were dependent on water taxes and private boats to survive. The 2040 plan is a high-level roadmap that aims to address these challenges. But to make it work, the city needs a fundamental change in thinking and approach. While it is notoriously difficult to retrofit public transport networks into major urban areas, and greening a city in the middle of a desert is challenging due to a lack of rainfall, everything that has been outlined in the plan makes sense and has proven successful in other cities. For the 2040 plan to work, Dubai needs to come to terms with the benefits that dedicated protected green space can bring, and the city needs to shift its current strategy to a new one that is more practical and sustainable. Overall, the plan seems ready to make the push, and with more entrepreneurship and investment, Dubai can remain a viable city into the future. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and like buttons and the bell icon for regular updates. Until the next one.